Hey everybody, welcome to another new episode of Fright Friday right here on Night Owl Video, and today we are talking about the 2013 film Evil Dead. Yeah, that's right. So just to give you a bit of background, there was a new trailer released, which I'm sure some of you saw, which is called Evil Dead Rise, which is I think a sequel to this. I'm a little confused on the timelines of all these films. I read somewhere that this one is supposed to come out or sort of take place sometime after the original. So, I mean, I don't really know what it doesn't say what year it's set in or whatever. So, I don't really know if this is supposed to be like I think it's like a reimagining of the original film or something. So, anyway, we're going to talk about this movie today, and I'm going to talk a bit about my Evil Dead love over the years, but mostly about the review of this film. I'm going to show you some editions of some of the earlier movies I have just for fun. And thank you to everybody who has followed my channel. I'm not sure what number I'm up to now because I'm recording this video in advance, but as of recording this video, I'm at 81 followers. So my next milestone is 100, baby. So I know, pretty exciting. I'm very happy. Thank you to everybody who followed me in 2022 and into 2023, and for all the comments, likes, everything. It's so cool. I love doing these videos. I love movies. I've always loved movies, but in the more recent years, especially during the pandemic, I guess I just dove a little deeper into things and just, thought I would do my own little YouTube channel talking about movies because a lot of other people are doing it too. And so anyway, all that aside, thank you to my followers, and hopefully 2023 will be as prosperous, and I've got lots of content coming your way, so be sure to stay tuned for that. If you have any suggestions for movies you'd like me to review, I think so far the only one I have is Prince of Darkness, which I haven't found a physical copy of that yet, but when I do, I will do a review of that. And I also wanted to say, screw everyone who puts the Christmas stuff away super early. I like to keep my Christmas stuff up for a long time after Christmas. I mean, what the hell? You put all this work into getting the presents and putting the tree up and making all the food and inviting the people over and sending the Christmas cards out, and then it's almost like as soon as Christmas is over, everybody wants to just put it all away and forget it. Not me, because I actually get really depressed around this time of year, and that is kind of like the little beacon of hope that keeps me going. You can feel free to comment below on what you do for your holiday stuff, but for me, I like to enjoy the lights and the just the general vibes after Christmas. I like to keep it around for a bit because January, February, March are kind of like dark months and just not a lot going on. So anyway, I digress. Today we are talking about this film, Evil Dead from 2013, directed by Fede Álvarez, who also was involved in the films Don't Breathe, Part 1 and 2. He directed the first one. He was a producer on the second one. He was also a producer on the latest Texas Chainsaw Massacre film on Netflix. This was his directorial debut, if you can believe it. That was a big movie to take on as your first film, and a lot weighing on your shoulders because Evil Dead fans are pretty, they're pretty touchy about this franchise, so don't screw with it too much. So this is considered a reimagining of the 1981 film of the same name. Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi, that's the lead actor and director of the original films, were the producers on this film. So I think they did that to kind of quell any kind of like uncertainty about this film and kind of like keep fans kind of at bay, because I even in my research for today understand that just mentioning that they wanted to do a sequel, fans got really up in arms and they were just like, no, don't mess with this. So before I go into my review, I'll just I do have quite a few editions of the original series. I definitely don't have all of them because there were so many damn editions of these films, but I'll go through some of the ones I got. This one my son actually bought for me probably about 10 years ago. This is the old Anchor Bay. This is from 2002, the Anchor Bay Evil Dead edition. It's pretty cool. I actually even still have the Christmas card inside from when I got this as a gift. There's the disc there. I think that's Bruce Campbell looking kind of scary. And I don't know what this is, like a booklet, I guess. The Ladies of Evil Dead. That's definitely a documentary on here. But this is just a little booklet that has some information and some photos in it. There's, of course, the classic posters in here, which is also hanging on the wall behind me. Yeah, so this was my first, well, I shouldn't say that. I actually had this movie on DVD years ago, on VHS years ago. I did get rid of the VHS. I don't know, I feel a little sad about that, maybe. But yeah, this was very cool to get. I got this Christmas of 2014. Or was it 2013? Maybe it was 2013, yeah. So it's actually been 10 years I've had this in my collection. Then I got Evil Dead. Oh, I forgot something. Just a sec. I also have this edition here, which is the Evil Dead Ultimate Edition. And this one pops open. I think I might have shown this off on my channel before, but it opens up here like that. Yeah. There. And yeah, the artwork on the inside is really cool. Like check out that image is really cool. And then this image is really cool. And then that poster actually came inside this edition, which I framed myself in a little cheapy frame. My copy of Evil Dead 2 on DVD. This is a very bare bones edition. This one's from, it doesn't say. I'm not sure. Don't know what year this one came out. I've always loved that cover art, though. It's very classic. I don't know if that was the original movie poster artwork, but I really like that artwork. There's the inside. Then for Army of Darkness, I got this cool pop art collectible edition. And on the inside, it's the same, I guess. Yeah. There's the back. I'm kind of whipping through these because I'm not actually reviewing these movies today. I'm just showing off my Evil Dead collection. This is the director's cut with the original, I think that was maybe one of the original poster designs. This is a limited edition. I've got number 4440 out of 5,000. And I don't think this is actually worth any money anymore. It might have been worth money when it first came out back in the day, but, and this is just that's just a chapter card on the inside. And then I got this 2-disc limited edition also from Anchor Bay. And this is also a limited edition of 30,000, and I have number 19,875. And this is one of those double snapper or double paneled cases. And then on Blu-ray, I only have the first two. Again, pretty basic editions. This one says limited edition on it. I'm not sure why. This is also from Anchor Bay. And yeah, I don't know. This is just a Lionsgate one, I think. 25th anniversary edition. So those are my Evil Dead movies. I saw the first Evil Dead at a very young age. I was probably about 13 or 14 when I saw this one. This actually really scared the hell out of me. I saw this at a sleepover at a YMCA leaders group sleepover, camp counselor sleepover. And there was one of my friends in my group of friends really knew his shit. And whenever it was like time to rent a movie for a sleepover, he always got the good stuff. So it was Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 was one of the early ones I saw. Eddie Murphy's stand-up DVD or VHS. He always got like the real cool stuff, and I was not cool. So I kind of took his lead, and this was one of the ones he picked out for us for a sleepover. And I don't know about the other kids, but I was really scared by this movie. I thought it was really scary. And I had also really not seen, I think the only other horror movies I had seen up to that point were Cujo and The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. So those two movies are obviously terrifying unto themselves, but something about this one, anyone who grew up or watched this movie, you know. Especially if you grew up in the early 80s when this came out, it was like, you didn't see anything like that. So those are my original Evil Dead movies, and now this one came out in 2013 as a reimagining, and now we're getting ready to see Evil Dead Rise, which is coming out in 3 months. I think it comes out in April 20s, somewhere in there. So, and there was also, of course, the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV series, which I do have season 1 up there somewhere. I haven't seen the other seasons, but something I want to get around to eventually. But anyway, today, guys, we're talking about Evil Dead 2013. Again, directed by Fede Álvarez. I hope I'm saying that right. This stars Jane Levy, who is also in the Don't Breathe movie. And she's apparently also in an upcoming Toxic Avenger remake, which I didn't even know was a thing. It also stars Shiloh Fernandez, who was in the Red Riding Hood 2011 adaptation. Lou Taylor Pucci, it's spelled P-U-C-C-I, Pucci, I think. He's been in a ton of movies, but I do not know any of them, so I did not write down what those movies were because I don't know them. This also stars Jessica Lucas, who was in The Covenant and Cloverfield, as well as Elizabeth Blackmore, and she's been in 3 movies, and this one is the only one I know. I don't know the other 2 that she was in, so. The synopsis is Mia, played by Jane Levy, a drug addict, is determined to kick the habit. To that end, she asks her brother, David, played by Shiloh Fernandez, his girlfriend, Natalie, played by Elizabeth Blackmore, and their friends, Olivia, played by Jessica Lucas, and Eric, played by Lou Taylor Pucci. Pucci, I don't want to say Pucky, but Pucci, I think. To accompany her to their family's remote forest cabin to help her through her drug withdrawal. Eric finds a mysterious Book of the Dead at the cabin and reads it aloud and awakens an ancient demon. All hell breaks loose when the malevolent entity possesses Mia. And I just rewatched this afternoon. I've seen it once or twice before, but hadn't seen it in a while. And with the new one coming out, I wanted to kind of revisit it. And this movie is not for the faint of heart, okay? Even if you grew up watching the original Evil Dead, even if you grew up watching this stuff, this is really, really gruesome and really quite shocking, actually. I kind of always forget when I watch this. Like, I always think, oh, it's just like a crappy 2000s remake of an awesome movie. And then I watch it and I'm like, I don't know if I can even make it through this movie. It's so gory and over the top. So before I say anything else, if you do not like gore or extreme violence or anything like that, do not watch this movie because it is not for the faint of heart. It is, whoa baby, this one's intense. So apparently there had been talks of a sequel to the original Evil Dead series for years, and due to negative fan reaction, the idea had stalled out a bunch of times. In April of 2011, Bruce Campbell finally stated that a sequel was definitely coming and that it was going to, quote, kick some ass. You have my word, unquote. So, you know, fans were like, okay, well, if Bruce says, then maybe it will be really good. I don't know. The effects in the film were all mostly practical. There was a little bit of CGI, but from what I read, that was just to do some like touch-ups and stuff. All the effects were practical in nature. And that was important to Álvarez, the director, because he didn't want to screw this up. So he kept it to the practical effects. The film was released in April of 2013 with an NC-17 rating. It was subsequently cut down to get an R rating. So, or is that the reverse? I don't know. It was bad. They cut it, and then it got not such a bad rating. Evil Dead Rise, as I mentioned, is the sequel, which is coming out and is scheduled for April of this year. I watched the trailer the other day. It looks pretty good. I would say if you like this, the trailer for the new one looks comparable, and so I like it, I guess, from that point of view. But I'm I'm old school. I grew up on the original ones, so I kind of have more of a soft spot for those. This one was really good, but I still, if someone said, "Hey, let's watch The Evil Dead," I would definitely say, "Okay, let's watch The Evil Dead." The budget for this film was 17 million, and it made 97.5 million at the box office. So it was a financial success. There was a. This is the standard edition, I think. Yeah, this is from 2013. That was released, as well as a Blu-ray edition in the fall of just this past fall. It got a 4K treatment from Shout Factory, which contains 2 cuts of the film plus an exclusive poster. And prior to that, there was a Sony version with an extended cut, and that had the film's runtime extended from 91 minutes to 96 minutes. So there was 5 extra minutes of material in that extended edition. This one is just the basic edition, I think. So I've never seen the extended version. I'm sure it's probably just cutting out gore and stuff, so probably even more over the top. Maybe I don't really need to see that. I don't know. This movie got kind of mixed reviews. It has a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics, and I say that loosely, liked the gore, the violence, and the acting, but thought that it lacked some of the charm of the original series. And that brings me on to my thoughts on the film, which is I totally 100% agree with what the critics felt. The gore is like, the thing is with the original one, like with this version from 1981, it had gore in it, but it also had a lot of other effects in it. Like they used Play-Doh and porridge and like all kinds of other things to make these effects. And so it didn't look quite as real. You could, like as an adult now, when I rewatch that one, I can almost kind of like separate myself from that. But with this one, it's like the gore is like, it's real looking, and like the blood is real looking, and it's just really, really visceral and really over the top. So I would say from that angle, I don't like it as much as the original series. As I said, I think it's a very good movie. I would probably give this a 4 out of 5, or maybe a 3.75 out of 5. Some of the acting was I didn't really like it. Not the lead actress, but some of the supporting actors. I didn't find the acting was all that great. The story, again, she's a recovering drug addict and then gets possessed by the demons, the what do you call them, the Deadites. So you've got these 2 layers of like extreme things going on to this character, and I thought maybe it was just a bit over the top. I think maybe if they had just done a remake, a straight up remake of the original, it wouldn't have seemed so harsh. But just the drug withdrawal at the beginning was really unsettling. I mean, and hats off to the character who played Mia, the actor. She really nailed it with her acting in that. But again, like I said at the beginning of this review, this movie is really unsettling. I've seen some pretty disturbing movies in my time, but like this, I don't know. It's like it almost made me sick to my stomach. It's just, and some of the stuff that they do, like hacking off arms with like meat cleavers, and arms getting caught under cars and then pulling the flesh off their freaking arms. Like it is really, really, really gory and violent and over the top. So again, if you don't like that kind of thing, I promise, do not watch this. Promise me you will not watch this movie. If you like the original Evil Dead series and you can handle some gore and some violence, or you can handle a lot of gore and violence, then go ahead and watch it. It's not a bad reimagining of the film, but again, definitely not like compared to the original series. I would definitely not pick to put this one on. I'm curious to see what Evil Dead Rise looks like. This time it doesn't take place in the woods like all of the other films. Well, Army of Darkness doesn't take place in a cabin, but a spin-off from the cabin part. And the new one takes place in a high-rise. So I don't know what that's going to be like. The movie poster for Evil Dead Rise looks a bit like somebody Born to Be Rad is another channel I watch, and he said it kind of made him think of like, is this like Smile Part 2? Like it kind of, the poster kind of has that look to it, like just this evil looking person smiling, and I don't know. We'll see. But again, I would give this movie a solid 3.75 to 4 out of 5. I did like it for the extreme nature of it, but again, it didn't have the charm of the original movies, so gonna have to go with that on that. But again, if you like the original series and you're curious about this one, it's not a terrible reimagining, but do be prepared for more gore and more extreme violence than I would say, than the original series even. Maybe I'm in the minority on that, but I thought this movie was really, really intense. Like, do not watch this movie if you're feeling down or depressed, and definitely do not eat food while you're watching this film. This is a terrible idea. So anyway, that was my review of Evil Dead from 2013. Let me know if you saw that movie, what you thought of it, what your thoughts are on the new trailer for Evil Dead Rise. And I mean, I'm not obviously doing a review of Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness, and I haven't done those ones yet. Probably save those for maybe next Halloween or something, but that's my Evil Dead collection, and of course my poster up here. So yeah, leave your comments below on what you thought about this film. Did you like it? If you were a fan of the original series, how did you feel about watching this one? If you liked it or didn't like it, whatever. Give me the thumbs up if you like this review. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Keep that Christmas spirit and New Year's vibes going well into January. I mean, why the heck not? Yeah, take good care of yourself. I hope you're doing okay out there. Like I said, I get really depressed after Christmas, so I have to be really careful and take care of myself, and maybe not watch too many movies like this because put me in a weird mood. But yeah, but until next time, I will see you out at the video store or out at the thrift store or just out and about. Follow me on Instagram at Night Owl Video. And until next time, I will see you right here at Night Owl Video. Thanks for watching. Bye.